Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how I built Alexa Bell and integrated with my existing Bell. So idea is very simple, like what I try to do is I try to simulate button behavior using voltage and trigger it with some Alexa related services, and that service actually show a notification to my like Alexa and other Alexa related devices. So it is basically doing announcement on that.
So guys, this is a demo um, which I'm going to explain how it is working. So ESP32 is connected with computer, so it is providing power from it, and then there is the circuit which will be talk more about in later section of the video. So pay attention to this echo show. So whenever I click a button inside it, so it will just provide the power. So it is the same thing when you going to like press the bell in downstairs. So when the current is passed, it will create a circuit, and an LED will be on from here when it is high, and then echo show will get notified. Let me click it.
Someone is at the doorbell.
So as you can see, it happens within seconds, but inside it we have written a program, and it is communicated with the API, and then API is communicating with the Alexa API, and it is showing data here. So I think I have given some idea like what we are doing, and we will be discussing more about it, like how this circuit is built.
So guys, you have seen how this will going to work. So let me just walk through the circuit which I have used. So I'm using Fritzing app to create a circuit. So circuit is very simple. Like I'm using D5 and I added it with the 10K resistor, and that is then connected with the battery. So this battery can be replaced with the 240 volt current, but with that you need to apply some transformers or some like or maybe USB adapter which will give you only 5 volt because your board is capable of handling that much output only input only. So the main logic behind this is that if your bell, like you have electric bell, and when anybody switch it on or press the bell, it will create a circuit, and it flows some current for some amount of time, maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and we are just harnessing that fluctuation and use it as a input for our ESP32. So in my case, I have a bell which is situated in the ground floor, and I am living in a second floor. So there is no way I can use any wire which will gone through the ESP32 and place a button there. So I just want to use my existing bell and use it as an enhancement for the Alexa. So what I have done is I use that positive wire and the ground wire from the board, so and use that two, one is like power one, and another one is a neutral or on a ground. So both will be like used like that, and whenever anybody clicks that, it will produce some current, and that current will be passing through from the USB adapter, and it will give you 5 volt. And when this positive line gives you 5 volt, it will surpass this 10K resistor, and it will become a full circuit. So when it does that, it will make D5 high. So digital input will be high, and then we are going to use that high state to trigger our like Syndic Pro APIs. So this is basically all the things which I am doing because I am using two bells. So I have created two circuits for that, and I think you can add as many as you want depending upon the same logic. So let me just show you what is the code I'm using. So I have used almost the same code which is given with from the Synric Pro examples GitHub project, and I just like created SSD and password for my ESP32. And these are the three things which is going to available when you are going to use Synric Pro API. So this will be given with that. And then I'm using this switch as 5. So digital pin will be 5 as I have mentioned D5. So it is using S2 as 5. And whenever we turn it high, so we are using LED pin 2, which is embedded pin for LED. So it will going to glow when the state will be high. And then I have used some logic for maintaining the state. So on the setup, it is like a straightforward thing, and we are using it is as an input. So S2 pin will be as an input, and pin 2 will be output, because it is a LED. And here we are connecting it with a Wi-Fi. And this is the function which will be used. So this is the end of the setup. So setup function will be done. And here we are all setting it up. So this is the all this all code will be available on the Synric Pro API examples section. So here they have mentioned like you need to mention Synric Pro doorbell. So it will give you it's like you are giving them the information like you are using doorbell function for Synric Pro. And then we are just using it like we are passing a doorbell ID. So whenever you create any virtual devices there, it will give you app secrets and keys and the ID of the device. So by doing that, your device will be showing online when you run this program. And inside the loop, we are using handle. So in handle, it will handle all the things. So whatever input we are going to given will be given by us. It will use handle to execute all those things. And here we are using like digital read. So if it is low, then we are not going to do anything, and it will be turned off, and LED will be low. So we are not going to on this one. And when it is high, high means when actually someone press the bell, one current will be flows and it will going to complete the circuit, and our S2 will become high. So with that high, we are turning it on here, and the LED pin will be high, and this is the main line which will actually trigger the service. So we are creating a reference for this, and we are again telling the doorbell ID. So if you have two or three bells, you can add bell ID accordingly. And when you like send this, it will automatically sends on or alert thing, whatever triggers the bell. So in this particular event, we are actually sending the input. And this is I'm just using for freeing up the memory. So this is as straightforward as it looks. And let me walk through you the board and how I use USB adapters to fulfill my purpose.
So guys, this is my whole circuit. So as you can see, it's ESP32 and it is using only 3 wires. So this is ground and this is D5. So it is connected with D5. Another one is D18. So these are the two inputs which I am using for like triggering my bell. And I'm using a small breadboard to make the circuit. You can do it like by soldering it. So as you can see, this is the 10K resistor, and black one will be your ground, and this red, this one is a 5 volt and this one is digital. So this one digital and power one is connected with the ground using 10K resistor. And how I'm providing current to it is using a breadboard So this will going to give you like 5 volt, and power in this will be coming from this USB adapters, and this USB adapters is connecting with the my actual current wire using this. So you can see I'm using it like by taping it up and wrapping the wire on it. So each adapter will be responsible for giving some power to this breadboard power panel. So you can like convert this using some transformers to convert those 240 volts of current to 5 volt, or you can also use directly. So 12 volt adapter can be used with this, and you can use that 12 volt adapter by this method, or you can make it nice and easy. I have used it because I tried to use a transformer and I didn't have a good luck about it. So instead of wasting time, I switch it with this because I will be placing inside a box, so I don't think I might have any problem. So it will be inside my box, and the main thing is which like it will not going to affect anything, because the power to this particular section will be given for like 2 to 3 seconds only. So you can like be sure that it will not going to burn the device or anything like that. And this is from the branded STC adapter, so I don't think it will going to burn because of this. And I think that's all for the circuit thing. And if you want to like test the circuit, you can use power banks. So you can just detach the USB cable from this and apply to that power bank, and whenever you on it, it will going to complete the circuit and it will like broadcast some signal. So let me just show you again using power banks only. So now I have connected my ESP32 with this power bank. So it took around 5 to 8 seconds to like make the connection with the Syndic Pro API, and for triggering it I'm using power bank. So let me just try to turn it on and listen to it, like if I get any notification from Alexa.
Someone is at the doorbell.
So now you can see it actually triggers it. And let me show you one more time. I have if you have seen, or if you have paid attention, I have used LED 2 pin whenever state becomes high. So when I click on it, so it's an indication that it is
Someone
turned on.
is at the doorbell.
And now you have listened that someone is at the doorbell, so doorbell circuit will be turned it on from here. So guys, I have attached all the things, and I have attached the wire to these adapters so that it can be plugged without affecting the whole circuit. So it's look very clumsy, but that is the only way I know it will going to work. So these wires have some coding to it, so that I don't find any problem while connecting it to outside wires. So I have marked like cross wires, other wires, and white ESP32 wires. So there are wires on the plug, because I will be like standing on stairs, so at that time it's really easy to get confused. So this is my whole setup. So these are the 3 adapters. 2 is for detecting the current, and 1 for providing the power to ESP32. And these are the power supply, and this is my small breadboard. I hope it is not get disconnected while assembling it. So I will be just closing this box and put a rubber band on it, so it will look good. So it's a box from I think a Fitbit. So I think of doing that. This thing is kind of like long as compared to the box. It is not fitting nicely, but that is the only thing I have right now, so I will be just putting that and maybe hang it on the wall. So guys, as you can see, these are the cables in which I'm going to connect it. So this is for from my balcony bell, this wiring, so I need to connect it. This particular wire is used for powering up the ESP, which is the white one, and this will be doorbell. So I think two are just fine, and I need to make this wire like this, and then I will place this box somewhere here if I am able to do that, and see, let's see what will the final output. So guys, this is the end product. So it will have some gaps, so I guess it will not going to burn up, and this will be like the wire will come out from the box, and hopefully we will have much better results. So as you can see, now I have placed this box, and these wires are connected with these terminals. So each have their own terminal, and one wire is coming out of from the ground floor, and another is coming from like in the wall panel, which is ground. So the wire you can see is which is connected with everything, it's, I think it's a ground one, and another wire should be somewhere here. So I can't show you exactly which wire is coming from where, but you can get the idea, like wire is coming from inside this particular board, so which I have like connected it like that. So that must be somewhere here. So hopefully if everything goes well, we should be able to run two bells again. So guys, it is integrated now. So when I press this button,
Someone is at the doorbell.
so now it will speak something like this. So guys, this is the end result. This is the box, and this is the wiring, and yeah, it looks ugly, but far better than before. So maybe I will do some more things, like maybe try to incorporate wire in the back of the box. But now that's all for now.